Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, President and Founder of Agiledad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. Without any further ado, let's get started. Today, I wanted to talk to you about another article that was submitted to me. So I'm actively getting a lot of subscribers who are sending in articles and asking me to review the article or to give my feedback or my comments. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. We're finally hitting some really big numbers as far as subscribers are concerned, and it's great to know that the Daily Stand Up is having an impact on you and your organization. So for those of you who do subscribe, please, I'm extending the invitation. Ask at least one or two peers this holiday season to tune into the Daily Stand Up. I think that the benefit that they get, the gain that they get from doing this each day, could help them in their agile implementations to be more successful. And it is a free resource. It's something that's out there that doesn't cost you anything, but it's great advice and it helps you stay on track. So today, I want to review an article. It was published by Susan Stavitzki. And Susan published this article back in November. And the article's titled The Three Kinds of Product Managers. Now, the person who sent this to me literally asked, did this person steal your idea? I was like, what do you mean? So that was the approach. So they wanted me to review it, but from the approach of, hey, I think this person stole something that you teach. And I'm like, I would never come down on someone for, teaching something the same as I do, unless it was blatantly a ripoff of the concept of graphics and everything. But in this case, let's talk about what Susan did, because I think this is important. She said, quote, I know there are plenty of different types of product managers. And I'm sure there's even a quiz on how to determine your type of product manager you are. Okay, let's pause there for a second. Anytime someone calls out product manager versus product owner, it creates this interesting conundrum where product manager manages multiple big projects. And we are just talking yesterday about descaling products or projects. So I think it's important to understand that sometimes the concept of product manager to me sort of is whimsical, because I already think product owners have too much on their plate. So if product owners already have too much on their plate, why put more as a product man? Anyway, I'm not going to go there. That would be my first question, but I'm going to run with it like it is and see where it takes me. So here are the three buckets that she calls out as three buckets for product managers. Which one do you fit in? Product manager number one is called the technical product manager. It says these product managers came from an engineering background and general technical mindset. They're phenomenal in capabilities that the team uses to tackle insanely tough architectural back-end problems they'll face. They can talk the talk and go head to head with any engineer to answer questions or to provide input or details, setting requirements, discussing systems. They handle it all. They just don't write good code, right? Or I shouldn't say they don't write good code. They're not writing the actual code there. So, but they could do it if they needed to, which is really, really interesting. But this person is best when it comes to designing experiences and literally making sure we're following a good, solid technical solution that'll last for a long time. I understand that. I get that. I bet you know where I'm going next. The second product manager she discusses is called the customer driven product manager. This is the one who knows all the customers' whims, needs, wants, desires. They breathe life into the customer. They create targeted personas that allow for us to understand the customer implicitly. They often live and walk the day in the shoes of the customer, and they have customer engagements, and they sometimes even literally follow the customer and do customer observation about what they're doing. They follow social media trends to see what are people saying about our product or service. Okay, I get this one. And the thing is, sometimes they miss technical debt or gaps because they don't understand how things work technically. But overall, it is important to understand that a customer driven PM is definitely something you need. And if any of you have taken my class before, you're probably laughing right now because you know what the third one's going to be already. The third one is a business focused or strategic product manager who understands strategically what direction we're trying to take things. And while they may not be completely in line with the consumer's wants and needs and they're not strong technically, they attend all the strategy meetings and they understand where we're going. And okay, this makes life interesting because after I read this, Yeah, I started to laugh, and they said, there's no way you'll have all three of these. Sometimes you're a unicorn and you might have two, but majority of people only have one of these. And what do you do when you only have one? You have to discover what areas you need to grow in, and I, coming from a marketing and sales background, how do I approach this? What is your number one and number two? Where do you want to improve? What other type of product managers do you think is missing? Okay, here's the scoop. Susan, I love you dearly. But, and in fact, I'm going to extend an invitation. If you reach out to me, lee@agiledad.com, I would love to do a one-on-one with you, even bring you on the podcast if you'd like, and teach you about the concept of POBAFATA. So this concept describes that a product owner can't do everything themselves, that oftentimes they have to lean on other people in the organization to give them input. Now, I want to make sure I say for clarity, in no way am I supporting having multiple product owners for a single product or having product ownership by committee. Parental discretion is advised. What I am saying is that a true business analyst would be able to report back to the product owner all the consumers' wants, needs, whims, desires. They eat, breathe, sleep, drink, talk, walk exactly like a consumer will. They do this full time, and they're dedicated. You have a full-time BA dedicated to a full-time product owner, and this person, this individual, is going to be responsible for making sure that the product owner has all that information so that they can make better decisions, so that they can make more critical decisions, right? Then you're going to have a functional analyst. The functional analyst is, are you ready? Strategically minded. They attend all the strategy meetings with the leadership team, with the executives. They understand everything that's coming down the pipeline. They understand what people, what the stakeholders are requesting. They understand what the sponsors or shareholders are recommending. They know strategically which direction the C-level executives are trying to peak the organization. So they don't know as much about the consumers' wants and needs, but they know strategically what direction we're trying to go. And a third analyst, Ty, you guessed it, is a technical analyst. And he usually represents someone from the team who's an architect, an enterprise architect, a functional architect, whatever the case may be. Anyone who's technical enough that can provide technical input regarding the product so that we can make the best technology decisions for that product or service. So if I have a BA, a FA, and a TA, business, functional, technical analyst, and these three people provide feedback to the product owner, the product owner is still the single decision maker and can make decisions regarding that product or service based on the information that they've collected. This model is what I found works best because then all that pressure doesn't rely or rest on one individual's shoulders. And the only one out of the three that is a full-time position is the business analyst. The other two, functional and technical analysts, they have other job duties that they need to perform. They're just dropping off, 10% of their time or less so that they can come in and assist the product owner when it comes time to answer questions regarding strategy or regarding technological feasibility or whereabout, right? So that's where you get those things answered. And what I can tell you is the beauty of this is that if you do have those three people, the product owner eventually becomes someone that becomes more knowledgeable about all three of those areas. And it helps because then they can provide valuable input based on what they know eventually and not always have to turn to these individuals unless they have to. So, Susan, you nailed it. You knocked it out of the park. And just like someone said, and I think that was the humor that they expressed to me, this is something that I have been teaching in every single one of my product owner and Scrum Master classes. Are you ready for this? I've been teaching this since 2005. So this concept of needing these three is spot on, Susan. You're exactly right. And this speaks volumes about your ability to dissect and have that aha moment. So I love your tagline. If you don't mind, I'm going to read it. It says, I like to build products that make people's lives better. I'm excited to share some of the stories to help you do that too. I don't even know you, Susan, but I'm going to say you'd make a fantastic coach. This is what it's all about. And I think that once you have your head around the concept of POBAFATA, then it's a matter of application. And that's where you have the right training and coaching to help you apply those principles. That's going to do it for today. Great article. If you have any questions about how you can apply POBAFATA, reach out to us at learnmore@agiledad.com where we'd love to help you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.